In this video, I will be going through the process of defining the structure dimensions that will be input into the inlet catalog. In the previous video, we went through and defined the dimensions for the combination inlets, and next I'm going to work on the ditch inlets. So first I'll focus on the width and length. So looking at this type L ditch inlet, my flow is going to be going this direction. So this dimension here is going to be my length, and then this dimension is going to be my width. So again, this is my width, and then this is my length. So my walls here are 6 inches wide, so that means that my width is going to be 3 feet, and then my length is going to be 4 feet. Now look at the other type L, which is going to give me a width of 3 feet, and then a length of 2.5 feet. And lastly, taking a look at the type M. In this case, I'm going to assume that my flow is going this direction. So this is going to be my width, which is 4.5 feet, and then my length is going to be this other dimension, which is going to be 3.5 feet, or actually 2.5. And now that I have my structure information, next I'll move over to my grate width and length. So for my type M, my width is going to be 4 feet 10 inches, and then my length is going to be 3 feet. But if I look up here at section A, I can really see that the amount of space where the water can actually come into the grate is actually this 4.5 foot dimension for the width, and this 2.5 dimension for the length. So that's what I'm going to be using instead. Same is true if I take a look at the type L. It doesn't really matter what these outside dimensions are of this grate, as it's sitting on top of this box. The area where the water can enter is actually going to be the inside walls. So that's what I'm going to use for my grate opening, which will be 3 by 2.5 for this one, and then that is going to be 3 by 4 on the other one. Next, I'll skip over to the grate inlets, and we'll look at defining the structure widths and lengths first. For the type B inlets, the structure lengths and widths are going to be the same as I had for my combination. So my width is going to be the first number, and then my length is going to be the second. Alright, now I'm going to take a look at my type C and type D. Alright, so looking at a type C, I want to use the inside wall dimensions here. So this is going to be 5 feet by 4 feet. And looking up here, this is going to mean my width is 4 feet, and then my length is going to be 5 feet. And looking at the other detail, I see the same, so this is going to be a width of 3 and a length of 4. And then lastly, I'll take a look at the type D. Alright, so here is my width side, so this is going to be 1.5 feet here, and then my length is going to be 3 feet. Alright, next I'll move over to my grates. So I'm going to take a look at my type E grate, which is going to be the same for all of these. And then I'll have a type P grate, C, and D. So for this type E framing grate, I'm going to use a width of 21 inches, and then I'm going to use a length of 37 7/8 of an inch. Alright, now see my type C is going to be, see I've got 2 by 3 here, but this is going to be 2 separate grates, so it's actually going to be 4 by 3. And if I wanted to be more exact, I could take off the 2 inch around the perimeter, but I'm just going to call it 4 by 3. And lastly, I'll take a look at the type D framing grate, where I'm going to use 22 inches by 35 3/4 of an inch. And from there, I have all the information I need to input my ditch and my grate inlets.